You know, I think I've always been kind of sad. You know, like I think I've always had a lot of feelings about everything in the world that I wanted to kind of put down in some way always. I just always had that before. I remember being like, I don't know, 3 years old and sitting at the dinner table and just feeling sad for no reason. And I just thought like, oh, this is what growing up is you just feel sad. And I think that I always kind of felt sensitive towards the world and the things that I thought were pretty in it. And that's kind of what I first started writing about, I think. I mean, I probably wasn't 3, I was probably like 5, because we had just moved there when I was 3. But anyway, that's a wretched feeling. I'm Mariel from Best X, and this is Zero Platoon.
Cocktails in a Manhattan hotel. I don't know why I do this to myself. You look at me nervously. I try my best not to forget to breathe. I'll play your game. I know what this is.
Well, I actually went to college for poetry, so I was writing first, and I kind of remember getting like a Bright Eyes record and thinking, you know, all the other bands that I first listened to that made me fall in love with music, like Blink-182 and New Found Glory, I was like, this is really great, I love this, but there was never any band before Bright Eyes that made me think, you know what, I can do this. You know, it's just him and a guitar, and I felt like, I was writing poems, but like more people would pay attention if it was lyrics instead of a poem. And you know, I did it all through college and stuff. I minored in music, majored in poetry. I actually minored in like songwriting, so have a lot of loans. And then I made the wise decision with those loans to be in a professional rock band. And you know, I just recorded demos. I always played guitar since high school. My sister was really into like Good Charlotte and Linkin Park and wanted to be like a bass player. Since I have a twin sister, you know, parents buy gifts in pairs, so they bought her a bass and they bought me a guitar. And I was like, yeah, I guess if she wants a bass, I want a guitar. I did take some lessons, but mostly self-taught, which is why I can't shred. But I do a good enough job. I mean, I have grown up. I just don't know where that part is enough to pull it out. Do you know what I mean? My perspective is that I get my heart broken, and it was devastating then. And it's devastating now, but it's devastating in a way where it's like, oh, well, fuck me, of course. This is what always happens. This is like, well, yeah. Fuck it, whatever. No, everything is miserable. And I don't think before I'm like, everything is beautiful, and I'm miserable right now. And I think that after growing up, it's become this whole thing of like, jaded in a way that I don't like.
Spend a summer in a twin-size bed, holding your hand, kissing your neck. You said, don't leave a mark. But I did.
I was raised with psychologist parents. Well, my mom is a nurse practitioner, but practices like, you know, therapy and prescribing, and my dad is a psychologist. But I was raised to, I think, understand more what other people are going through if they maybe react in a way that seems cruel or bad or whatever. I don't know, like say you like yell at someone. The kid response would be like to yell back or be like, screw you, I'm never talking to you again. But that was never my like kid response. It was always like, well, like why? Like what made them do that? So I think that I was just raised to have like, be more emotionally in tune with things and more understanding than maybe other people who aren't raised as psychologists. If you're like that empathetic towards people, I mean, people's moods really affect you, and that's just life. You just got to ignore it. So I don't know. I mean, there was nothing that made me start wanting to, like I just always did. And I just always felt a lot. There's nothing else you can really do if you feel overwhelmed by stuff. I feel like it definitely is something that's a lot easier for me to deal with if I'm not by myself and I have a lot of people around me. So like being on tour, I was very frequently so overwhelmed, but it was like less bad because I was never alone. But when you're like alone all the time, it gets really overwhelming. It kind of feels like you can't catch your breath. You can't really rely on people to be there for you. I don't think that that is something you can do. I think that's a bad strategy for getting over stuff. So I just watch Netflix and stay in bed. And then eventually I'll not do that. I'm Mariel. I'm in a band called Best X. This song is called Gaptooth, On My Mind.
Oh God, it's New Year's, and I'm counting on my fingers, trying to figure out what time it is where you are. I'm overthinking every distant conversation. How could I become someone you hated? Fell in love with all your flaws. Well, fault lines always move. I built my life around you. You could earthquake my heart in two. I'll always keep on coming back to you. Maybe I'll go out and kiss a couple guys. Maybe I'll try on somebody else's life. Baby, you're the one who's always on my mind, and I'm terrified, oh, I'm terrified. Your mind is a beautiful prison. You're trapped in your existence, and I don't think you're ever leaving. I tried real hard to sneak you past the guards. Got stuck in the barbed wire around your heart, and fault lines always move. I built my life around you. You could earthquake my heart in two. I'll always keep on coming back to you. Maybe I'll go out and kiss a couple guys. Maybe I'll try on somebody else's life. Baby, you're the one who's always on my mind, and I'm terrified, oh, I'm terrified. You could say you never loved me, still got your socks in the bottom of my drawer. I don't believe that you are okay, pretending I never happened at all. Now all I see is the gap between your teeth. The way you'd kiss me in the morning, it plays on repeat, and fault lines always move. Maybe I'll go out and kiss a couple guys. Maybe I'll try on somebody else's life. Baby, you're the one who's always on my mind, and I'm terrified, oh, I'm terrified. You're always on my mind, yeah, you're always on my mind. Always on my mind. You're always on my mind, yeah, you're always on my mind, and I'm terrified, oh, I'm terrified.
What happened was I was like kind of living part-time in England with someone, and he broke up with me pretty much on Christmas after we were supposed to spend New Year's together. So that New Year's I was, at home devastated and confused. Thinking about how it didn't feel like my life, like any effort that I made to move on felt like I was pretending to be someone else because I'd been with this person for so long that it felt like that was my life, was like his, and I had built my entire life around, him and his problems and his friends and his home and all of those things. I was building a huge life there, and then I was suddenly in New York without any of that. And I think maybe that's why my advice would be to not build your life around someone else's ever, or you'll feel like you're just pretending to have a life. After a while, I kind of realized that I felt like I got my life back. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like, I was sad, but it did feel like there was a little weight lifted to not have to worry about a person who was so hot and cold and so, unaccepting of emotions and things in my life, when I had to be this kind of person who was all accepting for him, but it wasn't all accepting for me. And it felt like a huge weight because I could be an actual human and not like a machine. I have learned to care less about pleasing other people in relationships. I mean, it's really hard when you feel like you can't be a human being and you have to be, perfect and like this solid rock, and then, when you're alone, you have no one. I am really I think, hyper-focused on not being in that specific kind of situation again. But as far as the gravitating towards complicated people, I don't know. I mean, I went on Tinder and tried to find like a banker or someone boring. I've been on Bumble for 3 days. Not one person has talked to me back. That seems like a lot.
Oh God, it's New Year's, and I'm counting on my fingers, trying to figure out what time it is where you are. I'm overthinking every distant conversation. How could I become someone you
I have to admit that when I read mean things about myself online, it really does upset me. I mean, not all the time if it's something totally like heinous. I remember reading on Lamb Goat once, like some person said that they wanted me to like get cancer of my throat, so I would die slowly and painfully, but first stop singing. Some kind of weird metal website that I have no idea why they covered.
Lamb Goat?
Because they posted about my albums. So why did Lamb Goat post about my album? That's the question. So like that I thought was really absurd, but also what I would expect from a metal fan listening to my band. But some of the stuff like, you know, I'll go online, and it was a big deal for me to release music on my own. And then I released like, you know, a song for the first time in like 2 years, and someone says I look stupid in the music video. And that kind of stuff really hurts. It's like, doesn't really hurt if someone says that I'm bad. They think I'm bad, but when they start commenting on like the way that I look or act or stuff, that really does upset me, and you just gotta learn to just push it down and ignore it. But then it kind of feels like the same thing of where you're like very alone because you're just pushing stuff down when everyone's like making fun of you. And it's just stupid. I mean, it's trolls online, it shouldn't bother me, but I think it bothers everyone to an extent.
a beautiful prison. You're trapped in your existence, and I don't think you're ever leaving. I tried real hard to sneak you past the guards, got stuck in the barbed wire around your heart.
Depends on what I'm upset about, because sometimes I just can't listen to music because it'll just make, you know, you feel whatever is in the song, and then it's just like, I remember just walking around crying to Selena Gomez's new song, and I was just like, oh, why am I'm going to meet my friends, you know, it's gonna be so much fun, and then I'm like there, like at the bar, like, okay, like, so I try, like, I don't listen to anything when I feel like that, but definitely when I'm driving and stuff on the road, you know, I listen to things to make it fun, so I could stay up all night driving. So I particularly avoid my favorite artists when I'm sad because I feel like it's just too much, like too many lyrics that I relate to. So I'll pick something more like, I don't know, like Selena Gomez or something, or the 1975 or something like that, where it's more not like, I don't relate to being a heroin addict, so those lyrics are not gonna like cut me to my soul, though. There are some songs that do, I guess. I feel like with this record, man, I don't know. It's just like, it took me so long to record it and write it that it's like such a big expanse of like my emotions. Like there are so many different things on it that are like, maybe like a song about a guy, or a song about being alone, or a song about just like getting on with things. Like it's just all over the board. So I just hope that someone finds something from it that they can relate to and maybe feel less like their feelings are weird or something. It should come out in May, but you never know. I mean, stuff happens. I've learned this now that like being DIY, even though like it's coming out on No Sleep, it's coming out on Alcopop, but like we're all kind of operating from a DIY perspective, and sometimes stuff gets delayed. So I can't make promises, but I really hope it's gonna be the day we set.